Sinner and Alcaraz again? Swiatek or Sabalenka? U.S. Open Preview. Here is a conundrum for the leading men's players to solve at the U.S. Open. How do they stop either Jannik Sinner or Carlos Alcaraz winning another Grand Slam title? The evidence suggests somebody might have to beat both of the top two seeds, who are in opposite sides of the draw, to lift the New York title. Few are predicting anyone can prevent Italy's Sinner and Spain's Alcaraz from completing another calendar clean sweep, having carved up the past 7 majors between them. If you want to win a big title these days, that's who you've got to go through, said American 6th seed Ben Shelton. With the final Grand Slam tournament of the year starting on Sunday, BBC Sport previews the men's and women's singles tournaments, challengers and talking points in men's singles. If any of the 4 slams could throw up a different winner, then recent history suggests it could happen at the U.S. Open. The slightly slower hard courts, humid conditions, and its slot as the final major in a busy season have been contributing factors to 6 different champions in the past 7 years. Novak Djokovic is the only man to win it twice during that period. Even though he is now 38, the Serb remains the leading contender to stop defending champion Sinner and 2022 winner Alcaraz. German 3rd seed Alexander Zverev has not yet won a Grand Slam title despite his pedigree, appearing to lack belief against the very best at the business end of majors. In a bid to get over the line, the 3-time major finalist recently enlisted the help of Tony Nadal, who coached his nephew Rafael to 16 of his 22 Grand Slam titles. The trip to Nadal's academy in Majorca came after Zverev's first-round exit at Wimbledon, where he opened up about receiving psychological help to get out of the hole he was in. Of course, to beat Alcaraz and Sinner is not easy, but he has more chances to beat these two guys more than most others, Nadal told BBC Sport. This is what I explained to him. Everyone thinks Alcaraz and Sinner are difficult to beat, but I told him that Rafael, Roger Federer and Djokovic were all as good as Sinner or Alcaraz at least, and in this time Wawrinka and Murray won 3 Grand Slams. He will always have a chance but has to make a huge effort mentally in every chance. The American Challenge is led by 4th seed Taylor Fritz, who lost to Sinner in last year's final, and 2023 semi-finalist Shelton. The home fans are still waiting to celebrate their first home men's champion since Andy Roddick in 2003. British number 1 Jack Draper is fancied to go far, having reached the semi-finals last year in his breakout run at a Grand Slam. However, the 23-year-old left-hander, who has been troubled with an arm injury, has not played singles since his early Wimbledon exit in July. Challengers and talking points in women's singles. After a slump at the start of the season, Poland's Iga Swiatek goes into the final major of the season as most people's pick for the trophy. The Wimbledon champion, who won the U.S. Open in 2022, warmed up for Flushing Meadows with victory at the Cincinnati Open, underlining her credentials on the American hard courts. I think it doesn't make sense to call anyone the favorite, 2nd seed Swiatek said. In women's tennis, I wouldn't say it's unpredictable because there are some girls that are constantly in the top and proving that we can play well throughout the whole season. But still there are many players that play really good and can win the tournament. American 3rd seed Coco Gauff fulfilled her long-vaunted potential by winning the 2023 title and added a 2nd major at the French Open in June. But she is still having problems with her serve. After hitting 16 double faults in her Cincinnati quarterfinal exit, she parted with Matt Daly, a coach who focused on her opening shot, and brought in Aryna Sabalenka's former serve guru Gavin McMillan. Sabalenka credits McMillan for helping her stem a similar flow of double faults, which has enabled the Belarusian to win 3 major titles since. However, the defending U.S. Open champion also comes into the hard-court major tournament in unconvincing form. World number 1 Sabalenka was out of sorts at the WTA 1000 event in Cincinnati, playing erratically as she scraped past Emma Raducanu before being outclassed by Elena Rybakina. Sabalenka hopes to become the first woman to defend the title since Serena Williams in 2014, but has not won a major tournament this year. I have learned a lot of tough lessons this season in the Grand Slams, Sabalenka said. Maybe every defending champion comes and puts so much pressure on themselves. I feel like I'm experienced enough to just focus on myself and try to replicate that result.